Well, hello again, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're continuing Arcane with Season 1, Episode 2, and you seem pretty damn intrigued by this one.
Yes, the first episode was, I think, really good setup. We got introduced to a bunch of characters that we're most likely going to follow throughout this season or the series. Some mysteries being introduced as well, especially towards the end with some very shady figures, people injecting, or not injecting, but giving some sort of formula to a rat that then, I guess, turned into some sort of monster and ate the cat. So that was quite some ending there. And of course, then we have the two leads that we're going to be following, Vi and the young Powder, and them just sitting up there looking out over the city. That was a nice way to end the episode, and just being like, okay, yeah, now we've set it up. Let's get ready to really get into the story here. It's
just, I just have to just disclaim a bit, especially if there's some non-gamers watching this, enough if I spoil anything for the non-gamers.
I think most people have already watched this series. It's just the two of us who are way behind.
I don't know if they're gonna introduce another realm in...
Oh, in the first season. Okay,
In further seasons?
Yeah, further down the line. Yeah. Maybe. So, of course, that can be seen as a slight spoiler, but you never know like what elements they actually are going to use and, I guess, adapt from the characters and the stories. Are there many stories about the characters from like in the game? Like you mentioned, there's a lot of lore. So
all champions have a huge like backstory, and like, there's a. I almost think that besides coming up with a character, I think it's almost the most extensive part of these new champions when they have to come up with the champions, that like they have to put in so much lore behind them.
Okay. But are you ready to jump into the second episode then?
Absolutely.
Alrighty, but before we do, I'm gonna ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, like and comment. You can also check out the Patreon page where you can watch full-length uncut reactions, and most likely we're also done with Arcane over on Patreon, even with the uncut reactions. So you can watch the whole thing over there right now. There's a link down in the description, and there's also a pinned comment. And any support over on Patreon, of course, is greatly appreciated. The patrons are the lifeblood of this channel. They make all of this possible. Or, the patrons, they make all of this possible. So thank you for supporting, and also thank you to you guys on YouTube just for clicking on the video. And again, remember to like and comment and subscribe. Now I've said it twice. Let's do this. Season 1, Episode 2. Here we go.
You really went to the Undercity to get these? Weren't
you
afraid?
Right.
A little danger is worth the risk, don't you think?
Oh, right.
I'm guessing those are names you recognize.
Yep. Oh.
Is someone in there?
Oh, it was their lab.
Oh, man, that could make some sense. Okay.
He got knocked the F out. Oh, okay, so now we're gonna see his backstory? Sort of. Whoa.
That was it?
What? You just did that to show off? Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, that's cool. What? Did he transport them to another realm?
Yeah, we what I said was that is it just like, are they just showing it right here?
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Who was that?
I have an idea. If it's someone from the games, then I have an idea about who that could be. At least what realm that person is from.
I'm already really digging the intro. It's pretty epic.
It's very bombastic.
Hmm.
In terms of music, at least. But that's Imagine Dragons for you.
Yes.
Relax, kid. We know it was a break-in, but that doesn't explain this. There's a lot of restricted items here.
I always get happy when I hear Shorei's voice.
Yeah.
I know we said it in the last one, but still.
He sent me here to ensure that anything dangerous is removed safely, which, according to my list, includes you.
Oh, damn. Oh, he's got that crystal from the beginning. Yep. Okay. Maybe he's trying to replicate that technology or that magic. And
Oh, hey, I know that one.
What a curious principle. We confine the physical body, yet the mind is
Heimerdinger.
free.
Heimerdinger.
I do love a good conundrum. He said it.
The first time I saw you,
Nice.
you reminded me of myself. Magic?
Yes.
No.
No.
The arcane is dangerous, Jace. A force of nature. Science cannot control it.
He said the title of the show.
I am now 307 years
Whoa.
old. All my life I've pursued the mysteries of science, only to discover some are better left. Own your mistakes before the council. Admit your work was dangerous, but speak nothing of magic. Do that, and I theorize you'll get away with, how do you say, slap on the wrist.
Well, he seems like a very interesting character. Heimerdinger.
The Donger.
The what?
The Donger.
Okay.
As some people call him.
You guys know I wouldn't take you on a
Stop
job you couldn't handle.
shooting like that.
Are you kidding? That was the best job we've ever done.
Dude. There you go. That's how you shoot. Ooh.
Give me a name.
Hey guys, you should see this.
Not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. Not good.
Search them.
Go ahead, idiots. You got nothing.
Yeah. Powder does. Okay, here we go again.
It's really cool with the UV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, the visuals, the animation is awesome.
Over here.
Hey.
You need to hide those crystals.
Yeah, no shit.
His name is Jace of House Talus.
A house? Remind me.
They're tool makers. I believe they came to renown for their design of the collapsible pocket wrench.
This one.
That's a child's toy.
Good.
Okay, sort of a cryptic scene there.
We need to help him.
Caitlin's right. We've known Jace for years. Besides,
Oh,
we're his
that
people.
also makes sense now.
If anyone is meant to speak up for him.
She has such a posh accent in the games.
Yeah, let's teach him what it means to mess with us. Take him.
I have a feeling Banda's gonna say no to that.
We crossed that bridge once before. We all know how that ended.
They're just protecting you kids.
Literally happened on a bridge.
Do I look afraid?
No. You look weak.
Yikes. People losing faith in him? What?
Spill it, Echo.
Vander's gotta deal with the enforcers.
What deal? For your birthday, counselor.
Oh, Mel, this is too kind.
I'm told it was built only for the sharpest of minds.
It's a kid's toy.
I now know my actions were against Academy regulations. What I did endangered people. It was reckless.
What the?
Is this the sort of contribution we can expect?
If you were a scientist, you'd know you can't make a prototype without breaking a few wrenches.
If we condone this, what's ridiculous, really?
The council has more important.
Why is the Academy?
Oh, he's gonna snap.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to create magic.
Don't. There we go. Damn it.
Magic.
The Arcane is the curse of our world. My race was nearly destroyed by it.
I've seen this power in the wrong hands. It corrupts, consumes, lays waste to civilization.
Ugh.
The ethos is clear. He must be banished from Piltover.
Banished? Yikes.
I move that Jace be summarily expelled from the Academy and remanded to the care of his parents. All those in favor?
Well, it is better than banishment. At least.
Absolutely, yeah.
Better put up your hand.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Freaking cordyceps? What's going on?
You're looking for 4 children. The ones running circles round Piltover's finest.
What about it?
You don't look so concerned. I'm about to make your day.
Damn it.
His theory intrigues.
If dangerous
Victor?
ideas didn't excite the imagination, we would never wander astray.
Victor?
Could it work?
There's also a character named Victor.
Okay.
But it doesn't look like him. A lot. Well.
Huh?
I remember.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Will he live?
Long enough.
Singed?
Long enough.
Singed too?
Beautiful, aren't they? Yet, up there, on the surface,
Whoa.
there's a monster inside all of us.
I have an idea who this is as well.
Hmm?
You see, power, it comes to those who will do anything to achieve it.
Sort of knew he was gonna say something like that. Those who are willing to take it. Oh no, what is he going to become?
The culprits must be apprehended.
We're doing our best, Counselor, I assure you.
Your attitude makes me question if your best is up to the task.
Damn.
Do whatever it takes. Turn the Undercity upside down if you have to. Just find them.
But yeah, that's most likely what Grayson knew was gonna happen.
While you're wasting your time, how about a proper drink?
I'll take the strongest shit you got.
Oh. One of those weird monkeys.
I ran into an old friend of yours. He had some stories. You weren't always the peacekeeper, were you?
You can't escape the past, right? It'd be a shame if I had to put them on again.
Okay. Hold on. Leave. Leave.
We all know there is a crime behind every coin that passes through this place. You're just a small man in a little hole the world forgot to bury. And I'm gonna bury the lot of you.
You heard him. They won't stop. We need to fight back. And if you won't, I will.
I've heard this kind of talk before.
From...
I was angry. Just like you. I led us across this bridge, thinking things could change. If I hadn't, your parents would still be alive. I know you want to hurt the Topsiders for what they've done to us. But who are you willing to lose? Milo? Clagger? Powder? Nobody wins in war, Vi.
No. I definitely get it from both sides, but
yeah,
it's
sure.
just not easy. What are you doing?
Am I interrupting? I wanted to talk about your work, this hex tech theory of yours.
It's not a theory.
Hex tech. Recognize that word?
I want to help you complete your research.
No one thinks it can be done.
When you're going to change the world, don't ask for permission.
I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing.
They're gonna work this time. I know it.
Me too. You know, Powder, what makes
She
you
got
different
it.
makes you strong.
Always remember that, okay?
The doll?
Just seems like a good buy. Do you think she's gonna turn herself in?
I don't know. Possibly.
There is no stopping what happens now. Maybe it's not too late.
Oh, that's the thing we see at in the intro. Okay. It's... Okay. It's a record. Of sorts.
They sure it's a jukebox.
Oh, yeah, the whole machine. Yeah. Is there alcohol in that?
No.
No.
That would be insane.
I think you're right. She's getting ready to turn herself in. That or fight. Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna fight.
No. No, okay.
That was episode 2. Yeah.
Got introduced to a bunch of new characters here.
Yeah.
A lot of names that seems like are familiar to you, at least.
And now I feel silly because I started this whole thing with a disclaimer that, well, Twitch was
From a different realm.
a different realm or a different place, and then suddenly we get all these people such as Singed and Victor, and I have a feeling who that the mean, like the baddie, who he is, but I am not sure.
The guy who's experimenting and with the monsters.
Yeah, there's something about his voice and like the way that he speaks, because they what they've done here is like they've actually, at least with Heimerdinger, they're trying to replicate some of the voices and even certain lines that they say. But I think this bad guy is someone called Jin, but I'm not sure. There's just something about it. Yeah. Usually Jin wears a mask, so...
Okay, that might still happen going forward. Because, again, like really, introduced to a lot of new characters, a lot of new elements here. But still very much building towards something. Like, it seems like it's almost like a powder keg ready to explode at any minute. And that is certainly something that has happened before and to not so good results, you could say. But it's a tough conversation because, well, it's all in all, it's unjust, at least in my mind, that some people are just, living up here, way up high, and topside, as they call it, wealthy, and then just on the other side of the bridge, it's just poverty, and like there's such a huge disparity between how people live on both sides of the bridge, and like the wealthy, they just keep on pushing and pushing and pushing, and at some point, like then the people, they are going to push back because there is a limit to like how much people can be stepped on, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. At some point, the poor people are gonna riot.
Of course, yeah.
And while poor people might not have like necessarily have the education and the means in that regard. What they lack in that they might make up for in numbers and also like resolve and
spirits, and because they are fighting for their lives essentially. Yeah. Whereas as the rich people, they're just fighting to keep what they have, their wealth, their power. And that's also something that the bad guy there talked about. Power, how you gain it, and it's not about if you're born with it or anything like that. It's whether or not you're willing to do whatever it takes to get that power. Yeah. And that's certainly something that seems like he's willing to do. But then like we have all the poor people living there, and they're just put in this unjust situation where they're of course forced, like if they want to just survive, they have to probably commit crimes, which is what they're doing, and they'll get the attention of the rich people, who will then just put the screws on them even further, even more. Like, sorry, English is
tighter.
Just blah blah, failing me today. And they'll just escalate the whole thing, and to a point where, as I said, like it's going to explode, and we're gonna get maybe some sort of revolution here or something. Like whatever it is, it's going to be violent again, because that is just what happens if you keep pushing people.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be interesting when we get to that, and might even be in the next episode, because it really feels like it's like something big is going to happen. But as I also said, introduced to some other characters, because we haven't really been following that many, or at least in the first episode we didn't get introduced to a lot of people who were living topside, the rich people and the houses and the council, and like we got that in this one, and that was also really interesting. And there are certainly people there like fit into the stereotype of just rich assholes who just want to hold on to their wealth and their power. But then it also seems like there are good people who are just concerned with like the course of the history and the world. We have someone like Heimerdinger, who is old enough to have experienced some of the stuff with magic in the past, and that's a big thing for them, like the arcane arts. And they mentioned something about like they built this place to get away from the mages or something. So it's like they're fearful of the magic, but then we have people like Jace who like believe that it could help things and change the world for the better if he's doing his experiments and can achieve magic through science, which is not something that has happened before. It's like either you're born with it and you have it, or you don't have it. You can't replicate it. But he believes that he can, and then Victor is willing to help him with that.
Yeah, and it's always a bit sus when you go behind the backs of authorities, such as Heimerdinger, who is the professor at the academy.
Yeah.
If you go behind the backs of authority to make illegal stuff, it's always a bit sus.
And that's what I meant with like, I don't know if this is a good thing or not, because situations like these, it could lead to something. It can lead to something good, because not always like you should just follow authority and be like, I'm never gonna take chances here, even though I think it might help. Like it could very well be a good thing, and it could help, but it could also just the other side of the coin turn into like, I don't know if Jace is gonna become a villain or Victor is gonna become a villain. Like it could also lead to that. Like it's either or for me right now.
Yeah, and Victor is also, as I said, is also a champion that you can play in the games. He just does not look like that, so that's why I was a bit taken aback, because I was like, is that? But I think with a lot of these characters, because I have not necessarily read into the lore, because again, I was not that interested in the lore and more interested in just
the game,
destroying things and people. So for me, it's it's a bit of a mystery who these people are, like what their backstory is.
Sure.
And like there are certain things that kind of make sense as to what their like what the champions' abilities are and what they look like in the games and stuff like that. We also got introduced to Caitlyn, who's I played Caitlyn
a lot. Okay, yeah.
Because she has such a range. She's an ADC, so attack damage carrier.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's I played her a lot because she has such range that you can play a little bit more passively.
Okay.
At least you can, if you're not good with dying, you can have a keep people at a longer distance and still hurt them.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who was that again? Because there were so many names.
Sorry. Yeah. So Jace was with a
younger woman.
A younger woman or a girl with purple hair.
Okay, so
Caitlyn.
that was Caitlyn, and she's daughter of a more powerful, wealthy house here.
Yes, and in the game she has a very posh accent.
Okay.
And that suddenly makes sense because she comes from
wealth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Posh people.
Yeah, got it.
But they were friends, and now they can't be friends anymore because Caitlyn's mom did not want them to hang out anymore.
No. So yeah, something's most likely going to happen there as well, and we do again have people on the top side, and even amongst the enforcers, someone like Grayson, voiced by the amazing Shore, who are doesn't want to just keep stepping on the poor people. And it's haven't we done enough to them here? But there's just so much pressure from certain people in the council, and even that robot mechanical looking
Bulbor or something.
Bulbor. Yeah.
Bulbok, something. Yeah.
Bulbok. Yeah, I think that was it. Or maybe not. Sorry, a lot of names. And he was his race or something, who he or what he is, have also firsthand seen the consequences of magic, and he seems very afraid of it, and that's probably something that pushes him to be do whatever you can to apprehend these 4 kids, because he doesn't want that to happen again, I guess. But that's just a lot of interesting things, a lot of interesting characters here, and some setup.
Because it's kind of I think a bigger threat is looming than the whole almost like a civil war.
Yeah, just the rich versus the poor, something else, something bigger is going on.
Yeah, with the whole
the monsters.
Experimentation. And,
and we even saw through the glass there, them looking out, and they were on the water, and we saw the big fish also in the previous episode. It's wow, that's a big fish. Looks monstrous. And then there was something even bigger out there. Looks like something big with tentacles and shit. So I'm just okay, that's gonna maybe the top side and the underside?
No, underground?
Underground, yeah. Maybe they actually need to band together here to fight something. Yeah. It's gonna be even worse than a civil war. But they'll probably reach that conclusion way too late.
So we have this guy Deckard that was then experimented on, and we did not see what he turned into.
No, we didn't even see exactly what the rat turned into in the last one, so we don't know how monstrous and how big or whatever you become.
But Sinch said that he was gonna be alive for long enough, but so that seems like there is an expiration date.
Yes.
On Deckard.
Poor Deckard, man. And that's again a thing where he's poor and downtrodden and pushed to willing to do something crazy like this, because what else does he have in life? So a big theme here of people being pushed far. I've said the word push many times in this one, but to do something desperate.
But Vi stepped up to the plate.
Seems like it, yeah.
And would take responsibility after speaking with Vander about this whole thing with like, well, how many people are you willing to sacrifice for like Riot?
Yeah, if you want to fight, but it comes with a cost.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how many people are you willing to throw under the bus, if you can say like that? And she was just like, yeah, well, okay, that's not gonna happen. I'm just gonna turn myself in, and that's gonna have repercussions. I think they were alluding to some things with Powder just sitting with that doll, just sitting and I guess waiting for her. It's always like when people say something very uplifting to someone that they care about. Is usually a, hey, I'm going away for a long time, if not forever. And the other person does not know it.
Might not accept what's going to happen. So I think Powder's going to do something.
I think so, yeah. Or maybe not do something, but at least something's going to happen in at least her development.
Yeah, sure. Or again, do something that's going to cascade and like turn into a bigger thing. Just like how we started this whole thing with them doing the robbery. And it was actually, I'm not saying that like it's to blame Powder or anything. Like she didn't know what was going to happen, but she found those crystals. Then that explosion happened and like course of events began there. And that impacted then Jace, and now we have that whole thing with the experimentation and with magic.
Yeah, and this kind of magic based on science. They said it is called hex tech.
Hex tech, yeah.
And it makes a bit of sense because hex is usually an older word for like witchcraft and
spell
magic.
Or something. Yeah.
And then we have tech means like, well, technology. So hex tech is basically magical technology.
Yeah.
And it makes perfect sense in regards to League of Legends because there's a lot of hex tech. They even have I think a series of skins again, hex tech skins. So that makes sense. All these things that are just like
sprinkled throughout.
Yeah. And
where you'll definitely notice. Yeah. That's great. So still a lot in there for the people who played the games, but also for someone like me who knows nothing about it, I am just hella intrigued about this story, these characters, and I think just from judging on the first 2 episodes, we're in for something really great here. Or we know because people have been telling us to watch this for I don't know how long, and I've heard people talk about it, and like even people who aren't usually that much into animated series being like Arcane was amazing. So can't wait to continue.
And Danish word of the day. For this second one, we got introduced to the council.
Yes.
So we thought perhaps council could be the word. And council in Danish is
råd. So definitely a shorter word, and there's also another nice little letter in there that some of you guys might not be familiar with. It's an A with an O above it, an O, so råd, and then the D is kind of like flat or almost silent, like råd. So it's not råd, but råd. Yes, see it spelled out on the screen now. It could also mean advice actually, but that's to give counsel, to give advice. Råd. So yeah, it sort of makes sense there. So there you go, Danish word of the day.
Then that's it for us, guys. We hope you liked this. If you did, as Sonny said, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel, stuff like that. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you very soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.